Did you know there's a pig breed with curls like a sheep's? Mangalitsa, often hailed as the legend of the pig world, is raised in only about 60,000 head worldwide each year, mostly in Hungary, making it an ultra-rare delicacy and a star of the premium pork industry worth over 10 billion USD. Its journey begins on Hungary's fertile farms, where these curly-haired pigs, with coats soft as clouds, absorb the essence of the land and become a symbol of local pride. From there, they head into modern facilities where Mangalitsa meat is crafted into world-class dry-cured hams. Today, join Agriculture Insight to explore the remarkable journey of the curly-haired Mangalitsa, a creature seemingly humble on the farm, yet transformed into gourmet pork that captivates diners worldwide. All of this awaits you in this video. The Mangalitsa pig is the only breed in the world with a soft, curly coat like that of a sheep. It was created by Archduke Joseph of Hungary through crossbreeding Serbian pigs with local wild boars. Mangalitsa pigs are a hardy, fat-rich breed, with body fat accounting for up to 70% of their weight. In the 1950s, they were considered a European luxury, sought after by the elite during an era when lard still reigned on dining tables. However, with the advent of vegetable oils and refrigerators, their glory faded, and by 1991, fewer than 200 individuals remained in all of Hungary. Seemingly on the brink of extinction, in 2016, a Spanish company unexpectedly launched a mission to revive the Mangalitsa breed, bringing this Hungarian treasure back to the world. Since then, these unique curly-haired pigs have rapidly spread across Hungary, Austria, France, Canada, and the United States. In Hungary alone, there are now over 7,000 sows, producing around 60,000 piglets annually. Unlike industrial pig breeds, Mangalitsas are adept foragers and perfectly suited to free-range farming systems. Now, let's return to the tranquil farms where the journey of the curly-haired Mangalitsa begins. There, herds of pigs grow up at a slow and steady pace, cared for with knowledge and dedication, so that every glistening layer of fat is nurtured by both time and human hands. Unlike industrial pig breeds, Mangalitsas possess an extraordinary ability to forage on their own, making them ideal for outdoor free-range farming. Although some confined farming operations still exist, most breeders prioritize allowing the pigs to roam freely within fenced pastures, where the environment is more natural and less stressful. Thanks to their high economic value, the herds receive meticulous care. Barns are kept impeccably clean, each animal is tagged for identification, and their health is monitored through detailed records to ensure they always remain in optimal condition. On intensive farming operations, the diet of Mangalitsa pigs is strictly controlled to ensure their meat consistently reaches top-tier quality. They are fed a nutrient-rich blend of grains, combined with wild herbs harvested from pastures, creating a ration that balances energy with natural micronutrients. On average, each pig consumes between 2.5 and 3 kilograms of feed per day, depending on its stage of development. And every change in the diet is carefully monitored to preserve the pure, consistent flavor of Mangalitsa meat. Beyond that, these special pigs are also released into expansive grasslands to freely forage, digging for roots, tender grasses, and wild herbs. This natural foraging instinct helps strengthen their immune systems, maintain optimal physical condition, and enrich the flavor of the meat. Thanks to their diverse diet and nature-friendly upbringing, Mangalitsa pork boasts silky fat marbling, richly succulent ribs, and a deep, distinctive flavor that captivates culinary enthusiasts worldwide. In addition, Mangalitsas frequently wallow in mud, a natural instinct that helps cool their bodies and protects their skin from insects and parasites. This nature-oriented lifestyle not only enhances their overall health, but also imparts a rich, wild flavor to the meat that is nearly impossible to replicate. Thanks to this close connection with nature, the reproductive and developmental processes of Mangalitsa pigs are also optimized under entirely natural conditions. Female Mangalitsas reach breeding age between 8 and 10 months old, and after successful mating, they carry their pregnancies for about 115 days before giving birth to their first litter, typically consisting of 6 to 10 piglets depending on the sow's condition. When born, the piglets are covered with a soft, downy coat, and within just a few weeks, they begin to grow the distinctive curly hair that defines this rare breed. Farms maintain a calm and safe environment with a balanced diet and ample resting space, ensuring each piglet starts life healthy, protected, and able to develop naturally. By the 6th week after birth, when the Mangalitsa piglets are strong enough to be weaned, an important process begins on the farm: selection and classification. Each individual is carefully evaluated based on the thickness of its subcutaneous fat layer, motor reflexes, and ability to assimilate feed. Those with strong bone structure, steady growth rates, and exceptional feed conversion efficiency are kept to enter a premium fattening cycle, becoming elite members of the selectively bred Mangalitsa group. The remainder may be directed toward breeding purposes or marketing. After passing the rigorous selection process, the qualified Mangalitsa pigs are transferred to specialized processing facilities, where every step is carried out with absolute precision. First, their thick, wool-like curly coats are treated using a dedicated system that employs large amounts of water to thoroughly clean while preserving the skin. Next, the hair is removed using high-pressure technology, followed by a special heat chamber to handle any remaining fine hairs. Finally, the meat is cut and stored in deep cold storage, ready for the subsequent processing stages while preserving the distinctive flavor of Mangalitsa. After their resting period in cold storage, Mangalitsa pork is transferred to the pre-processing area, where modern technology combines with the skilled hands of experts. On automated cutting lines, each piece of meat is divided into separate portions with absolute precision. The pork legs are then brought to the manual cutting station, where artisans meticulously trim away excess fat and skin, maintaining the perfect proportions. Every step is carried out slowly to allow the salt to penetrate evenly while preserving the traditional shape. Before entering the long curing and preservation process, each ham is assigned its own unique barcode, serving as an identification code for the high-quality aging process. Once carefully trimmed and labeled, the Mangalitsa hams move on to one of the most crucial stages: salting. In dark, cold, and silent rooms where temperature and humidity are strictly controlled, each ham is completely covered with pure sea salt. They rest quietly, as if slipping into a deep sleep, while the salt slowly penetrates every fiber of the meat, removing moisture and shaping its unique, unmistakable flavor. On average, each Mangalitsa yields 2 hams weighing 8 to 12 kilograms, with the salting period lasting from 1 to 2 weeks, depending on size. This is not only a preservation step, but also the moment when flavor is born, marking the beginning of the transformation of pork into a true delicacy. After the salting process is complete, the Mangalitsa hams are carefully hung and placed into specialized curing chambers, where nature and time quietly begin their work. During the first 90 days, the cool and humid environment allows the outer layer to gradually firm up, while the meat inside concentrates, becoming tender, sweet, and rich in flavor. The entire process takes place completely naturally, without mechanical intervention, but is meticulously overseen by master ham artisans. Each day, they fine-tune the light and airflow using intuition and experience, creating a refined, deep, and enduring aroma that modern technology can hardly replicate. Afterward, each Mangalitsa ham is coated with a thin layer of fat, usually taken from the same pig, to protect the meat's surface from drying out too quickly, and to shield it from light and air exposure. Once fully covered with fat, the hams are moved into dedicated aging cellars, where temperature, humidity, and airflow are strictly controlled. Over the course of 24 to 36 months, natural enzymes slowly break down proteins and fats, concentrating the flavor while making the meat tender and richly aromatic. During this process, the ham loses 30 to 40% of its weight, but gains significantly in value. To check quality, skilled artisans use a slender horsebone needle, inserting it into 4 different spots to assess the aroma, ensuring the product meets standards before moving on to the final stage. When the meat reaches its optimal maturity, it is brought into the light to begin the final stage, finishing and packaging. Skilled artisans use sharp knives to remove the bones, separating each joint with precision to preserve the structure of the meat. The ham is then halved, with excess fat and muscle carefully trimmed to enhance its appearance and make it easier to consume. Finally, the ham is vacuum-packed with care, ready to reach even the most discerning consumers. In addition to whole hams, a portion of Mangalitsa ham is pressed and sliced into paper-thin pieces, smooth, uniform, and almost translucent. The entire process is carried out by an automated system with a capacity of thousands of packs per hour. The slices are carefully sealed in vacuum-packed plastic bags to preserve their flavor and texture, then placed into sturdy cardboard boxes, ready to be delivered to supermarkets, restaurants, or the tables of the most demanding customers. Not all Mangalitsa meat is made into jamon. The remaining cuts, such as loin, shoulder meat, or internal fat, which might seem like mere byproducts, are in fact the key ingredients for creating another culinary gem, salami. And while jamon symbolizes time and patience, salami showcases craftsmanship, character, and the unique identity of each processing workshop. Mangalitsa lean meat is hand-cut into small pieces and then placed into a slow-speed grinder, not to pulverize it, but to create even strands, preserving its natural texture and flavor. The ivory white fat, rich in unsaturated fatty acids, is cut into cubes so that when finished, each slice of salami resembles an intricate mosaic, with meat and fat perfectly interwoven. After grinding, the meat mixture is combined with salt, black pepper, white wine, garlic, fennel, or sweet paprika, depending on regional styles. Each facility has its own secret recipe. Some add paprika, others let the meat rest. Even when machines are used, artisans still rely on smell, color, and consistency to maintain control. The cleaned small intestines are thoroughly rinsed, softened in a mild salt brine, and then attached to a hydraulic stuffing machine. The meat mixture is evenly pumped into the casings, forming individual salami links with precisely calculated size and density, not too tight to avoid splitting the casing, and not too loose to prevent air pockets from forming during curing. Each salami is then hand-tied with string, a traditional practice preserved like a ritual, before being hung on wooden racks, ready to begin its fermentation journey. The curing room is designed as a unique microclimate, maintained at 12 to 16 degrees with 70 to 80% humidity. Over the course of 3 to 6 weeks, lactic acid bacteria quietly transform the raw meat into salami with a subtle tang, deeper color, and rich aroma. The fine white mold that forms on the outside is not a sign of spoilage, but a protective layer that retains moisture and regulates oxygen. Each salami is rotated periodically, almost as if gently tended to, until it achieves a firm yet springy texture and an enticing fragrance. When the salami reaches its ideal maturity, it is taken down, and the white mold on the surface is wiped clean. Some are sliced into thin rounds and vacuum-packed. Others are kept whole, wrapped in wax paper or delicate silk, like a gift. Each slice of salami, with its interwoven reddish-brown meat, ivory fat, and deep spicy aroma, is a small cut that tells an entire story. A fully grown buffalo may weigh only around 500 kilograms, but its ability to adapt far surpasses that of many other large livestock species. Buffaloes are especially drawn to water and mud, not just to cool off, but to protect their skin from harsh sunlight and biting insects. And interestingly, they even have their own personal assistant, the oxpecker, a small bird that perches on their back to remove parasites and alert them to danger. If India is the buffalo capital of the world with hundreds of millions roaming its fields each day, then Italy is where buffalo milk is turned into culinary gold. From street-side stalls in Mumbai to elegant appetizers in Naples, tens of thousands of tons of mozzarella di bufala are consumed each year, a soft, creamy cheese that's richer and more nutritious than its cow milk counterpart, packed with fat and protein, yet lower in cholesterol. Many still believe that beef is the true king of the table. But buffalo meat is quickly rising to fame for its higher iron content, lower fat levels, and compatibility with modern, health-conscious diets. From muddy fields to five-star restaurants, from plowing soil to topping gourmet dishes, the buffalo has quietly crossed every layer of society. And strangely enough, it's never needed to say a word to prove its worth. Female buffaloes typically give birth once a year, with a gestation period lasting around 10 to 11 months. They usually calve in the spring or early summer, when food is abundant and the weather is favorable, conditions that help ensure the health of both the mother and the newborn calf. After about 6 months, buffalo calves are separated from their mothers and moved to individual pens. This allows farmers to collect the full milk yield from the mother for the production of mozzarella cheese or other dairy products. Female calves are raised on a controlled feeding regimen to grow quickly, stay healthy, and may be kept as future breeders. Meanwhile, male calves are typically raised separately for meat production. Buffaloes can eat a variety of feeds, but the most common are silage corn and straw. After each wheat harvest, massive piles of leftover straw are gathered by specialized baling machines and compressed into large, tightly packed rolls weighing hundreds of kilograms. The straw bales are then loaded onto trucks and transported back to the farm by tractor, where they are tightly wrapped in long plastic tubes for preservation. Hundreds of bales are lined up in front of the barns, ready to serve as a crucial feed reserve for the buffaloes during winter or extended dry seasons. At feeding time, the straw is loaded into a high-capacity feed mixer combined with bran, grains, minerals, and other supplements. The result is a perfectly blended mix, easier to digest, rich in nutrients, and designed to fuel growth, strength, and the rich milk used to make premium mozzarella. An adult buffalo consumes around 8 to 15 kilograms of feed per day and spends up to 6 to 8 hours just ruminating. So if you ever see a buffalo constantly chewing with that slow, thoughtful look, don't be surprised. It's just enjoying a second round of the same meal, straight from its own stomach. And after hours of chewing and re-chewing their meals, what do you think buffaloes do next? That's right, they go for a bath. Bathing is usually scheduled around 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. when the sun is less intense. The moment the barn doors open, the herd rushes toward the pond almost instinctively. They plunge, splash, and soak, not just to cool off, but to relax their muscles after long hours of pulling or ruminating. A buffalo's body temperature ranges from 38 to 39 degrees Celsius, higher than most livestock. That helps with metabolism, but also makes them highly sensitive to heat and prone to heat stress. For buffaloes, daily bathing isn't about staying clean, it's about staying healthy. Once they've eaten their fill and cooled down, buffaloes also get a massage. Automatic rotating brushes are installed right inside the barn, gently spinning when the buffalo rubs against them. They help clean the coat, reduce stress, and stimulate blood circulation. Every stage of care, from feeding to bathing, leads to one goal: milk collection. A female buffalo typically begins producing milk 8 to 10 months after giving birth. Before milking, the udder is thoroughly cleaned with warm water and sterilized cloths to remove dirt and bacteria. Next, an automatic milking machine is attached, simulating the natural rhythm of a calf's suckling. The suction is carefully calibrated to extract milk efficiently while protecting the udder, preventing inflammation or injury, a common cause of reduced milk yield. On average, a buffalo can produce 4 to 6 liters per session. Modern farms can milk dozens of animals at once, smoothly, cleanly, and without bottlenecks. The milk then flows through a sealed stainless steel pipe system and into a cooling tank at 4 degrees Celsius, marking the beginning of its journey into smooth, creamy slices of mozzarella. When milk enters the cheese factory, it doesn't go straight into production. First, it must undergo strict testing for freshness, cleanliness, and harmful bacteria. Then, key nutritional indicators such as fat content, protein levels, and lactose are carefully analyzed. Only milk that truly meets the standards is kept, because even a 0.1% deviation in fat can ruin an entire batch of cheese worth tens of thousands of dollars. To ensure absolute safety before beginning its journey into cheese, the milk must undergo pasteurization. In this step, it is rapidly heated to 72 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 seconds, just enough to destroy harmful bacteria without losing its valuable nutrients. Immediately afterward, the milk is quickly cooled to lock in its fresh flavor and prevent any further microbial growth. After pasteurization, buffalo milk is transferred into large stainless steel vats, where it enters a crucial stage: coagulation. This is when the liquid milk begins to transform into a semi-solid form, separating into 2 main parts: curd, the solid portion that will become cheese, and whey, the liquid that will be removed later. To trigger this process, rennet is added, a traditional enzyme extracted from a young calf's stomach or produced using modern microbial fermentation. Rennet causes the milk proteins, primarily casein, to bond together, forming a gel-like network that traps fat and essential nutrients. Once the rennet is added, an automatic stirring system gently agitates the mixture for 30 to 40 minutes to ensure even distribution of the enzyme. The stirring must be precisely controlled. Too vigorous and the curd may break prematurely. Too weak and the milk could settle unevenly, leading to inconsistent cheese quality. After stirring, the mixture is left to rest for about 30 minutes, allowing the curd to naturally set. Once the curd has formed, slow-moving wire blades begin to cut it into small, uniform pieces about the size of corn kernels. Cutting increases the surface area, allowing whey to separate more easily. Immediately after cutting, whey starts to rise to the surface. The mixture is then gently heated to around 38 to 42 Celsius, helping the curds contract and release more whey. This step plays a key role in shaping the final texture, moisture level, and even the flavor of the cheese. As the whey separation process finishes, the massive stainless steel vats begin to tilt slowly, with soft, elastic masses of curd slide down the chute, like slabs of condensed milk being released from a giant metallic mold. This is the curd, the concentrated essence of hundreds of liters of fresh buffalo milk. These ivory white curds are still warm, delicate, and fragile. Before they can be transformed into cheese strands, they must be evenly cut. In the prep area, workers use knives or semi-automatic cutters to divide the curds into smaller, uniform blocks, precisely measured. This step isn't just for convenience, it allows heat and salt to penetrate evenly, ensuring the final cheese develops the signature stretch, gloss, and elasticity that define true mozzarella. And this is one of the most anticipated moments in the entire cheese-making process. After being finely shredded, the curd is transferred into a specialized stretching and mixing machine. Here, hot water, around 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, is gradually added as the machine continuously stirs, softening the curd and bringing it to that signature stretchy consistency. Under the combined effect of heat and water, the proteins in the curd begin to straighten and rebond, forming the chewy, elastic, and smooth texture that defines true mozzarella. The portions are then rolled into perfect spheres using a precise spinning motion, resulting in evenly shaped, glossy mozzarella balls. Finally, the mozzarella drops into a cold water tank, rapidly cooling each piece. This step stabilizes the texture and prevents the balls from sticking during storage. The entire process, from shredding the curd to forming smooth mozzarella balls, takes less than 10 minutes, but every step must be tightly controlled to ensure proper texture, flavor, and freshness. In some artisanal dairies in Italy, mozzarella isn't just shaped into balls, it's braided into traditional forms known as treccia mozzarella. Braiding the cheese enhances its elasticity and structural integrity, while helping it retain moisture and providing a more satisfying texture when sliced. This technique isn't just practical, it's a cultural signature, especially popular in southern regions like Campania and Puglia, where mozzarella is considered a true culinary heritage. After being shaped and chilled, each mozzarella ball is transferred to the packaging line via an automated conveyor system. Robotic arms precisely place the cheese into specialized plastic containers, followed by an injection of sterilized brine to keep the mozzarella moist, soft, and fresh for longer. The brine also prevents the pieces from sticking together and helps preserve their elastic texture. The containers are then sealed, labeled, and packed into large cartons before being moved to cold storage at 4 degrees Celsius. From there, they're ready to be shipped to supermarkets, restaurants, and food chains around the world. According to estimates, over 5 million mozzarella balls are consumed globally every single day, from pizzas in New York to caprese salads in Rome. A staggering number for a cheese that lives in water and never dries out. Buffaloes don't just give us rich, milky mozzarella, they're also a source of lean, flavorful red meat packed with protein. Now let's follow their next journey as they enter the advanced processing lines of modern meat factories. After a long journey from the farm to the factory, buffaloes are first brought into a resting area to stabilize their condition. This short break helps reduce transportation stress and ensures the meat retains optimal quality. Next, trained staff conduct a health check on each animal, measuring body temperature, monitoring heart rate, and recording physiological data. Only buffaloes that meet strict health standards proceed to the specialized processing line. Some large-scale facilities can handle up to 1,000 buffaloes per day, using automated systems designed to ensure hygiene, safety, and animal welfare. India alone supplies 20% of all buffalo meat traded globally, making it the world's largest exporter. That means 1 in every 5 buffalo steaks on the global market likely started its journey in the Indian subcontinent. The processed carcasses are then moved onto conveyor belts, where precision cutting systems divide the dense, lean buffalo meat into standard sections. Unnecessary parts like hide, fat, or internal organs are removed during this stage. Clean meat is then trimmed into specific sizes, large cuts for restaurants or thin slices for retail. The cuts are quickly sent to freezing chambers maintained at 18 degrees Celsius for 72 hours, preserving freshness and extending shelf life. Once they meet temperature and time requirements, the portions are vacuum sealed, labeled, and packed into insulated boxes. From there, these fresh red cuts are ready to be shipped to supermarkets, commercial kitchens, and dining tables around the world. Chickens the chance to be well-fed, well-rested, and free to roam. They quietly give back to those caring hands, not just with produce, but with quality that reflects true well-being, from eggs to meat. That's exactly why the free-range method is growing more popular than ever. And today, I'd like to take you inside that world. And yet, millions of people still wonder, are white eggs or brown eggs more nutritious? Eggshell color doesn't affect nutrition, it's just genetics. White hens lay white eggs, brown hens lay brown ones. Just like humans, each of us comes in different colors and appearances. But what truly matters is the character and values within. It's one of nature's quiet miracles, gently reminding us that diversity is not something to judge. It's what makes life truly beautiful. But like every remarkable story, the journey of these happy free-range chickens also begins at the very first chapter: hatching. First, once the female breeder chicks are carefully selected, they are raised in specialized facilities designed to provide optimal conditions for healthy growth. In free-range farms, hens are no longer confined to cages all day. Instead, they're given access to outdoor spaces during daylight hours, where green grass, soft soil, and natural sunlight encourage movement, reduce stress, and lead to eggs with higher nutritional value. This farming model is gaining popularity in countries like Australia, the United States, the Netherlands, and South Korea, where food safety, production efficiency, and animal welfare are held to the highest standards. Next, farmers carefully select only the highest quality eggs, laid by healthy and well-bred parent stock. These eggs are then transported to modern hatcheries, where every factor, from temperature and humidity to hygiene, is strictly controlled in a fully enclosed environment. Here, the eggs are placed into automated incubators, which maintain an ideal temperature of around 37 degrees Celsius and a humidity level between 55% and 60%. The incubation trays rotate gently at regular intervals to ensure even embryo development. After about 21 days, the chicks begin to peck through their shells and hatch, marking the start of a new life cycle in this highly controlled production chain. Before the chicks are brought in, the poultry houses are thoroughly disinfected and equipped with fully automated feeding and drinking systems. They are also fitted with ventilation, cooling, and waste management systems, all working together to maintain a clean, stable, and safe environment for the birds. Each large-scale farm can raise up to 100,000 chickens in a single cycle, an incredibly impressive number. Are your chickens living in comfort? Because after around 18 weeks of age, these grown hens officially begin their careers as egg-laying machines. And guess what? They never ask for weekends, holidays, or even a raise. As they enter the laying phase, each hen quietly leaves behind her daily gift in specially designed nesting areas. Thanks to an automatic egg collection system, as soon as the egg drops onto the soft tray below, it is gently transferred onto a conveyor belt. This belt runs the entire length of the housing rows, carrying the eggs straight to the central collection area. No human hands needed. On average, a hen lays at a super speed rate of about 1 egg every 26 hours. That's why, at large-scale industrial farms, automated systems can effortlessly collect between 200,000 to 500,000 eggs per day. Still having trouble picturing that? Well, imagine trying to eat them all. It would take you over 1,300 years to finish, assuming you lived as long as a mythical turtle. From there, the eggs are temporarily stored under ideal temperature and humidity conditions before making their way into the processing facilities. After being collected from the farm, the eggs are transported to the processing facility in specially designed trays to minimize impact and preserve freshness. The first step is input inspection. At this stage, the eggs pass through a candling system using LED lights or image sensing technology to detect defects such as cracks, foreign materials, thin shells, or fertilized embryos. Any eggs that do not meet quality standards are automatically removed from the processing line. Next, you would be breaking the law in the United States if the eggs didn't go through the washing section. A warm water spray, combined with a mild sanitizing solution, helps remove dirt, feathers, and any bacteria that may be clinging to the eggshells. However, in Europe, eggs are not washed. This is because the natural protective layer on the eggshell, called the cuticle, is preserved to prevent bacteria, such as salmonella, from entering the egg. Washing is believed to remove this barrier, so instead, European regulations focus on keeping the entire production process clean, rather than cleaning the eggs afterward. Whether the eggs are washed or not, they are then sorted by weight and size. An automated weighing system determines the weight of each egg and assigns it to a standard category, S, M, L, or XL. This process ensures consistency across every carton of eggs sold on the market. Next comes the packaging stage. The eggs are placed into molded paper or plastic trays that help keep them secure and prevent breakage during transport. These trays are then automatically loaded by robotic arms into larger cartons or plastic boxes, which are printed with the packing date, expiration date, QR codes for traceability, and brand logos. Finally, all products are moved to a central cold storage facility where they are kept at an ideal temperature of 10 to 15 degrees Celsius before being turned into the millions of golden rolled omelets we're about to discover next. The process begins by feeding the eggs into an automatic shell-breaking machine, capable of handling 5,000 to 10,000 eggs per hour. Mechanical arms gently crack the shells and separate the egg whites, yolks, or keep them whole, depending on the product requirements. The separated eggs then automatically drop into stainless steel collection funnels, where a filtration system removes any shell fragments or impurities. Next, the liquid eggs are transferred to a mixing machine, where they are evenly blended with pre-measured seasonings to create a smooth, rich, and consistent mixture. The egg mixture is then pumped onto an automated frying conveyor with a wide heated surface, maintained at a stable temperature of around 160 to 180 degrees Celsius. Here, a thin layer of nonstick oil is sprayed onto the surface, followed by a smooth, even spread of the egg mixture. As the egg layer begins to set, the automatic flipping and rolling mechanism gently folds it into soft, uniform rolls. Once the rolled omelettes reach perfect doneness, the conveyor transfers them to a rapid cooling zone equipped with industrial fans. This quick cooling process helps retain the natural softness and glossy texture of the egg. Next, the product moves to the vacuum packing machine, which seals the omelettes airtight, allowing them to stay fresh longer without the need for preservatives. Finally, each package is printed with the production date, expiration date, and a QR code for full traceability before being packed into boxes and delivered to cold storage, ready for distribution. Every crispy, golden bite of fried chicken you enjoy starts at modern poultry farms, where advanced technology works hand in hand with skilled farmers to ensure the highest quality ingredients. Gone are the days of chaotic chicken chasing on farms, thanks to automated poultry catching systems, which can process 8,000 to 10,000 chickens per hour, optimizing efficiency without relying on manual labor. When the time is right, specialized machines gently enter the barns, using flexible arms and rotating brushes to guide the chickens onto a dedicated conveyor belt. This ensures a quick and stress-free process. Each chicken is carefully placed into transport crates designed to protect their health and well-being. The automated conveyor system adjusts in real time, providing enough space to minimize stress before the chickens are transported to the processing plant. Pretty impressive, right? As the fully loaded trucks roll into the processing plant, the doors to a highly controlled and efficient production system open. To reduce stress and enhance meat quality, chickens are given a resting period of 1 to 2 hours before further processing begins. After resting, chickens are placed onto an automated rail system that securely holds them in place. Here, they undergo a controlled stunning process using either low-voltage electrical currents or gas anesthesia. This ensures a calm and humane transition to the next step. Next, chickens move through an automated processing area, completing the step in just a few seconds to maintain meat quality. They are then immersed in a hot water bath at 50 to 60 degrees Celsius for 45 to 60 seconds, which loosens the feathers for easy removal. Immediately after scalding, chickens pass through an automated feather removal system, equipped with rotating rubber fingers, which pluck the feathers evenly and efficiently, without damaging the skin. Once feather-free, the chickens move along the automated processing line to the leg cutting section. Here, precision cutting blades can process 10,000 chicken legs per hour, ensuring uniform sizing. The removed legs are transported via conveyor belts to a separate processing area. Next, chickens enter the evisceration stage, where a vacuum-powered system removes internal organs swiftly and hygienically. This method maintains food safety while preserving the integrity of the chicken carcass. The extracted organs are then transferred to a specialized processing system for further handling. After the chickens have been eviscerated, they are passed through an optical scanner to detect any defects or abnormalities on the carcass. Any chickens that don't meet the quality standards are automatically removed from the production line to ensure the final product meets high-quality standards. Next, the uropygial gland, tail gland, is precisely removed using an automated cutting system. Chickens then pass through a quality inspection chamber, where advanced sensors and trained inspectors verify that each bird meets strict food safety standards. Next, chickens enter the wing cutting section, where an automated blade system processes up to 20,000 chicken wings per hour with perfect precision. The wings are then sorted by size and purpose. Some are sold whole, while others are sent for further processing into ready-to-eat products. Once the wings are removed, the chicken body moves forward on the specialized cutting system, where each part is separated with extreme precision. First, the chickens pass through a high-speed stainless steel blade system, capable of processing 12,000 chickens per hour. This evenly splits each chicken in half without compromising meat texture. The breast meat is carefully separated using an automated filleting system, ensuring that each piece remains intact, tender, and juicy, ready for cooking or packaging. Meanwhile, chicken thighs are sent to a separate section, where automated cutting blades process up to 15,000 thighs per hour, ensuring consistent sizing and clean cuts. Moving forward, the chicken pieces enter the processing line, getting ready to become the world-famous crispy, flavorful KFC fried chicken. On an automated conveyor belt, each piece moves through the first dry battering station. Precision-engineered robotic arms evenly sprinkle a fine layer of dry flour over the chicken, ensuring it adheres firmly to the surface. The system is programmed to achieve uniform coverage, creating the perfect crispy coating that fans love. Next, the chicken pieces proceed to an automatic wet battering station, where they are evenly coated in a liquid batter. This step enhances moisture retention and helps the next layer of dry coating stick more effectively. Finally, the chicken receives a second and final layer of dry flour. Thanks to the previous wet batter, this last coating adheres perfectly, setting the stage for that signature golden, crispy texture after frying. Once fully coated, the chicken pieces are placed into an industrial fryer, cooking at 177 degrees Celsius for 12 to 15 minutes. This ensures a crispy, golden brown exterior while keeping the inside tender and juicy. KFC takes it a step further with another irresistible option: chicken nuggets. These delicious bites are made from finely ground chicken, blended with KFC's signature seasonings to create a rich, flavorful taste. Next, the nuggets move through an automated dry battering station. Then, they pass through the wet battering system, where a special coating is applied to enhance adhesion and maintain their shape during frying, resulting in a perfectly crispy, golden crust. Depending on the product type, some nuggets are further coated in panko breadcrumbs, adding extra crispiness and a satisfying crunch. After that, they are fried at approximately 170 to 180 degrees Celsius for 2 to 3 minutes, ensuring a crispy outer layer while keeping the inside juicy and flavorful. Finally, the freshly fried nuggets are sealed in protective packaging, then neatly packed into specialized cartons, ready to be shipped to KFC locations around the world.